Hey everybody, happy 4th of July 2026. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike. I kind of already started, but starting a new project on the 65 Galaxie. I'm working on the inner fender wells, and this one I already started. That's the driver's side. That's the passenger side. This would be the front of the car. Just gonna try to show you what the difference is and how I got them and how they're turning out. So first of all, let's take a look at this guy here. This is, like I said, this is the passenger side. Battery would be sitting right about here. You can kind of see remnants of the tray. I already took that off. The battery tray was pretty much rotted out, pretty much gone. Surprised to see what kind of shape this is in under here. Took me a while to get some of these bolts out. I got them out. This one is a little bit rougher shape than that one. Most of it is just surface rust. I cleaned this one off here. You can kind of see the remnants of some black paint underneath it. That's how good a shape these guys are. Kind of see this is coming down into the back of the firewall would be here. You still see some of that black paint on here. This guy here, this is the passenger or the driver's side. I already cleaned up the top side here. It's all nice and smooth. I cleaned it all up. I will be putting some rust treatment down there, and I already did the underside. There'll be some other videos inserted. I kind of got ahead of myself, but you'll see what it looks like. So it'll be a little bit later on. I'll show you the underside and what's going on there. So again, this is just another project that I'm starting on this guy here. Okay guys, working on the driver's side inside fender well. Got to clean it up. Got a lot of surface rust on it. It's in pretty good shape for its age. I got the passenger side over there on the floor. I'll do that one next. What I'm gonna show you today, there's these clips on here. I think the wiring harness kind of went through there. I pulled off the little bit of rubber that was left on there for the suspension parts. That kind of goes on there like that, and that kind of goes around the A-arm, upper A-arm. Got that taken off. So there's a little trick you got to do to take these guys off if you want to save them. Just don't get in there with a screwdriver or something and try popping them out. You will break them. What you need to do is there's a pin you got to push out. I'll flip it over here. There's a pin you got to push out. They are just plastic. I did this side already. Let's see, we're still a little closer here if we can. I did this side already. I got a really small punch right in the center, and you kind of tap it out, tap it in, and then you should be able to pull that out of there. And here's that pin that pops out. What happened when they put it in and when they install it, they push this in here and these guys spread, and that's what holds them in there. So I'm going to do this one. Hopefully it works. It's got to be gentle. Okay, remember the age of this stuff. As of 2026, it's 60 years old, so it's coming out. Okay. You don't have to go all the way out, just enough to, there. Actually, the whole thing's starting to turn. Go in. Give it a little twist. Help along there. Got it. See, that one I didn't push the pin out as far as I did this one. But I got them saved. You could probably get these yet somehow, but if you can save them, you can save them. So that's a quick little tip for you for the inner fender welds. There's some other stuff to do on here too. So there'll be more updates on that. Another update on the inner fender well, driver's side. There's a couple of plastic clips here, punch clips or whatever. It's the same thing as what would go around the A-arm leather or rubber thing. It looks like this would be the firewall would be here, and this would kind of go underneath and meet the fender towards the back, and then the door is right here. So it's kind of give you a perspective of where it's at. To get these guys out, I think there was a piece of rubber or something in here to kind of do a shield. I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up, see if there's anything here. Just by the looks of what this is here, something must have been covering this up. So, but to get those little guys out, we got this little tool here. Because all they are, they just, I don't know if you can see it or not, but they just poke through it and they spread apart a little bit. And to help get them out, we're gonna utilize two tools. The one I got in my hand and a needle nose. And I'm gonna take the needle nose and squeeze the guy so it can make it through the hole better. And then this guy with a little fork can get underneath there. There, pops right out like that. These guys, they have a little thing here that kind of got to pop through the hole and it opens up a little bit. So that's what that is. You can get these yet. You can get, I don't know if Harbor Freight has them, but I know you can get them. You can get them online and whatnot. But if they're in good shape, I'm going to keep them. Take care of this one right away. There. Took it out just like that. So, and then always put them in a bag. Mark it. I gotta mark it yet, but these are all the pieces from this particular piece. And then that way I can look them up later and then put it all back together. All right, more updates coming. I got updates on the inner fender well cleanup. Again, this is the driver's side inner fender well. This is top side. I kind of pretty much got all the surface rust cleaned off. The metal's in excellent shape. No holes. Nothing I have to make any repairs on. Just a little quick scope of what's happening on the underside. There is, I'm gonna take it with like a factory, I don't know what you want to call it, undercoating or a factory silencer or something. It's kind of a thick liner that's on there. Right here is a spot where it's black paint yet, which was underneath this rubber, or not really rubber, I don't know what it is. But then there's also parts that are that have been exposed for a while. It's all rusty. Again, that's just all surface rust. It kind of comes up and underneath here. I'm trying to decide if I want to try to scrape all of this off. It's on there pretty good. I was trying. It's on there really good. I think what I'm going to try to do right now is just clean up the surface rust and see if I can feather out the edges here. And then I'll treat the surface, and then probably later on I'll put another coat of that maybe bed liner stuff on there, and I think we'll call it good at that. So stay tuned, I'll be back for more. Hey guys, quick update on the inner fender well again. Cleaned up the inside best I could. Whatever I was using, whenever I would get close to the edge, it would just gum up the either the wire brush or the pad that I'm using. So I think it's going to be pretty good the way it is. Turn off one of these lights here. There we go, that's better. I think it's pretty good the way it is. I'm hoping that it'll work. Gonna probably clean it up one more time with some solvent or something that won't melt this stuff, but treat the metal, probably just coat the whole thing with the metal treatment, and then that'll be that for that. There was a piece that was on here that I took off. I took that off yesterday, and I put it in a little container of what they call evapor rust, and this is what it turned out to be. That stuff really works. It goes right here, like that, and a little bit of paint on there yet, but I'm okay with that. But, I got the bolts and whatever else I can in some evapor rust also. So that's what's happening with that. Gonna get this cleaned up, treat it, put some rust encapsulator. This is what I've been using here. I probably showed it on a previous video. Black Star rust converter. That's what I got in the by the door. So, and that's what I got on the core support, which is right here. So, but that'll get at least primered and probably black paint. So, but that's that. Continue watching for more updates. Update on passenger side front inner wheel well, fender well. This is where the battery sits, and as I'm getting into it, you see there's a lot of pitting going on in there, but nothing is through yet. I didn't get into all of these yet, but I'm going to be very gentle with that so I don't poke through, because I don't want to have to do any metal work if I don't have to. Not completely done yet. Got the side to do here and the underside. Just taking a break from it. Thought I'd give you a quick update. The rest of it's in really nice shape. Nice and clean, nice and straight. Again, passenger side, inside fender well update. Stay tuned for more. Update on the inner fender well for the Galaxie. I got the inside coated for both of them. That's the driver's side over there. This is the passenger side. This is where the battery, underside of where the battery would be. This is kind of what it looks like after I put the stuff on there. I cleaned it up best I could. Got a bunch of the surface rust off. Coated it with my metal treatment. You can still see some of the metal underneath it. It's not really a solid color, but it does hide quite a bit. These will get coated with something similar to what was on there, like a sound deadener or a bed liner stuff. That'll really take care of that really nice. Here's the other one. Turned out really nice. Same thing. It'll get coated. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to do the top side of these units. Again, here's where the battery would sit, right about here. Cleaned it up best I could. A lot of pitting in there. The new battery tray will go over that. I gotta clean these up. I'm gonna do them both I'm going to clean these up with a wax and grease remover and make sure it's nice and clean. And I'm going to put the rust converter stuff on there. I'll show you that. So give me a minute here to get set up and let's see how it goes. Okay, I got the fender well, the one on the stand, the passenger side with the battery tray. Got that all wiped down with some wax and grease remover. This is some stuff that I had laying around. Probably about a quarter can left. Wiped it all down with that. Let it dry off. Here's the rust converter I'm using. It's a Black Star rust converter. It's pretty good. I'm gonna have to order some more of this. I've been using it. You don't need a whole lot. It goes quite a ways. But what you got to do is you got to shake it. What you should not do, if, you know, when you put it in a container, don't put too much in the container, because once it comes out of this container and then into a container that you can use with a brush or whatever, that it's contaminated. You do not want to put it back in. You don't want to put it back in, and it'll probably still work. But say you do something, oh, I poured too much, you know, I started using it, I got a bunch left, I poured it back in, you put this on a shelf for a month or two, well, it's probably going to be done because it's not worth it. So what I use, these guys here, I've been collecting them. I shouldn't say collecting them. I've had a few. These are from a laundry detergent, the big gallon laundry detergent with the little push button. You can fill them up, you lay them on the side. And you can see it's got a little bit in there yet. I have to wash that out, but these work great for this. You know, you put it in your hand, put enough in there, get a nice El Cheapo brush you end up throwing away because they do. Here's one that I have been using just recently. It gets hard, so just throw it away. These are cheap, and that's what we're gonna do here. So again, shake it up a little bit. Make sure it's clean. It's got a child-proof cap on there, and it's a milky color. So I'm only gonna pour. That's what I think I'm gonna use. You can always put more in it. So that's the way I look at it. And that's the color it comes out. It comes out a milky color. And it seems to go on almost like a clear black, or it turns black on the really rusty parts. So I'm gonna move the camera over there, get set up, probably do a time lapse. So enjoy. Well, there you go. Doesn't really take that long. Maybe, I don't know what it was on the time lapse, maybe a minute or so on the time lapse, but probably 10 minutes for me to do this. The amount that I poured in the thing in a little bit earlier, I just needed to add just a smidge more so I could finish up the front here, but that's all it took for one coat. I'll be putting another coat on here, but you can see it's starting to kind of start dry a little bit. It looked blue, but it's actually going to turn black. So I mean, there's some areas where it looks like it's thin. You can see the brush strokes. But like I said, it goes on kind of a white, milky color. Look kind of blue. I don't know if it's the lights or what, but eventually it'll turn black, and some areas will be almost clear. But this is what it's looking like, and I will be doing that one next. I won't video it the same thing, and then I will probably put, let it set for an hour or two. Doesn't take that long, and I'll put a second coat on there, and I'll show you how that turns out. So stay tuned. Okay, last update on the inner fender wells for the 65 Galaxie. Again, happy 4th of July 2026. Let's take a look at what we got going on over here. So what I did is I was able to clean everything up and put a coat of, actually 2 coats of the rust encapsulator, and this is what I have here. So if you remember earlier in the video how rusty they were, I think they look pretty good now. I will be putting a coat of paint over these, even though they kind of look pretty decent the way they are. This is not the right coating to actually seal the metal. So this is just a rust encapsulator to help stop the rust. If there's any on there yet, there was some surface rust that, if I really grind, I can get it all out of it, but the metal gets too thin. So, and then plus, like where the battery was over here, it's already pretty pitted. I didn't want to get too aggressive with that. But yeah, there it is. I got the core support all done also. I did that, I don't know, earlier last month or whenever that was. So I kind of set it up on how it's supposed to look in the car. If you can kind of get a shot at it here. That's about how it's supposed to look. So everything's good to go. I am ready to test fit everything, because I don't know if you remember the earlier video where I repaired the frame horns there. I want to make sure everything fits, and then I'm not going to worry about cleaning everything up. I'll do that afterwards. I did clean up the mounts for the core support. These are the rubber pieces. I got new pieces in here. This is how it's going to sit. This goes underneath the frame. The frame is actually here, and then it gets pinched, and then right in between here is where the core support, or actually above the shims. There's some shims here. Right above the shims is where the core support goes, and then you bolt it down. And there's another washer over that. So I'm going to test fit all that, see how that goes, and then that'll give me more motivation to keep going on the car. So with that, I would like to again wish you all a happy 250th 4th of July for the US of A. And again, there's the flag. It'll be coming down in a few days, probably after this weekend. So with that, everybody, please be safe out there with the fireworks, if you're doing any fireworks, and if you're doing adult beverages, do it in an okay fashion, okay? Just don't go crazy, because I want you guys to come back, watch me do some more stuff here. So please hit the like, subscribe, and share, and all that happy stuff. So with that, see you in the next one.